What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Robert Helenius. Robert Helenius had this to say about the Anthony Joshua defeat. He said he was a bit embarrassed. Wow. Robert Helenius was flattened by Anthony Joshua in London after bravely stepping in as a last-minute resort. He says, Helenius, he said he doesn't remember feeling it. He said, that was a big bang. I don't remember the impact. My fitness was running out at that point. Of course, it hurts the heart the most. I would have really liked to win this match. We'll see what comes of this. Okay. He said, I hit him well with left straights, and I noticed that he was a bit embarrassed by it. Should have just let the right go. I hurt him many times and felt like I had the match in hand at one point. And he said he believes that he would have won had he not been on late notice. He said, I still feel that if I had been given 12 weeks for that match, the end result would have not been like that. It would have been the other way around. I didn't have the conditioning for 12 sets here. The better one won this time, that's all. Even though I lost today, this left me with a good feeling. I will not comment on whether the career will continue. Those are the words of Robert Helenius, and let me counterpunch. Well, first of all, Robert Helenius shouldn't feel bad about any of this shit. He is a last-minute replacement. He did receive at least an M or two. Dude, that's retirement money right there for most fighters. I don't know what type of salaries that he's accustomed to, but, you know, I think, or I would assume that this would be one of the biggest. And based on how Anthony Joshua's face looked after that, blood coming from the nose, swelling under both eyes, do you think Robert Helenius should feel some type of embarrassment or bad in any type of way having a short notice like that? No. You know, and I think AJ, I think he's right about AJ. I think when he hit AJ, I think AJ was embarrassed. And I think he was embarrassed in the way he was getting hit with the lefts. But Anthony Joshua was not the taller, longer guy in there. Keep him long is not a concept when someone's longer than you. Okay? And I remember some of the instructions that his former coach, Rob McCracken, used to give him. You know, he was to say, hey, you know, keep him long, keep him long. Well, you can't, it's hard to keep someone long that's that tall and long, that's trying to keep you long, that's effectively jabbing to keep you back, to keep you long. And I think that Robert Helenius probably would have done better. You know what I mean? But who's to say he wouldn't have got knocked out anyway? You know, and another question you ask yourself, well, yeah, he got knocked out by Deontay Wilder the first round, but, you know, it just makes you notice, like, what if that fight would have lasted? What type of fight would we have? You know, I think Wilder spared Helenius, but I think he spared himself, speaking on that briefly. But back to AJ, though, I think he was a bit embarrassed because he, you know, he went in there to put on a defensive boxing lesson. That's what I think AJ wanted. He wanted a knockout, but he wanted to show with a taller guy that's throwing the jab at him. He wanted to be like almost like Canelo and Danny Jacobs, you know, when Canelo was, you know what I mean, moving out of the way, bobbing and weaving. You know, these punches are just slipping right past his head. You know what I mean? And he was able to counter after dodging that many punches, looking that much impressive. That's what Anthony Joshua wanted. And I think when he was getting hit with those straight lefts by Helenius, I think it was like, damn, I'm getting hit with this freaking dude. You know, everything I've worked on, it seems like I haven't worked on it good enough or whatever. You know, so I do agree with him in that, you know, but I do wonder how it would have been if it wasn't short notice. That's a very good question, you know, you ask you, and you guys could ask yourselves on Robert Helenius. But he did a good job nonetheless. Very game opponent. And I think this is, an act of redemption for him, simply because, when he got knocked out by Deontay Wilder, just people just called him a bum, and people said that he took a dive, and they're still saying that same shite, right? Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Robert Helenius breaking silence on the Anthony Joshua loss and stating that Anthony Joshua was a bit embarrassed by his own performance by the guy that came into the ring in a week's notice. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!